South Africa has expressed a discordant note. NEASA has hit out at the agreement, saying NEASA employer members may continue to lock out workers who were engaged in the strike until NEASA's demands are met. NEASA Chief Executive Gerhard Papenfus spoke exclusively to ANN7.
What's this deal? It is done with a gun to your head. Sign this and, don't care. Once this is done, you'll retrench. Big employer says, let's just do this deal. We'll retrench and mechanize afterwards. I say that's irresponsible. It might suit us now for a week or two, but in the long run, South Africa is going to pay for this with a shrinking industry, higher unemployment, higher poverty, increased inequality. We can do nothing about their deal. That's their deal. When they extend it to the industry, of course, we will challenge that on various grounds. But in the meantime, what are we going to do today? When we went into this negotiation, we attempted to address these imbalances. We wanted a lower entry-level wage for newcomers. That would not have prejudiced existing employees. And secondly, we wanted a much more flexible system to address this issue of big companies making deals being enforced on small companies. Trade unions were not interested to deal with this at all. So today when workers return to companies who are NEASA members, they might find that they're locked out. The unions have the right to strike, and we have the right to lock out. And what they did is they ignored us because they had an easy deal with CISA. Well, now we say, and we've cautioned them all along, now when your people return, what you must do, go to your union leadership and advise them to talk to NEASA, because until you do that, they do that, you will not work here. You've been on a strike for 4 weeks. When will us stop our lockout? Well, we'll stop whenever we find a deal.
Now joining us for more on the line is ANN7 senior political reporter Hajra Omarjee. A very good afternoon to you, Hajra. Now there's an overall very jovial mood within the workers, but are they aware that in fact of what the economists are saying, that in fact it is a lose-lose situation for both sides?
Well, workers believe that they have won a hard-won victory, and they've compromised on their 15% wage demand. They have accepted a 10% wage increase, which is a double-digit increase. SIFTA say that they are happy with that deal. SIFTA represent 2,000 big and medium businesses. It is NEASA, which represents 3,000 small businesses, that have threatened to continue the lockout. NEASA are, however, in the room this afternoon. The pictures you see on your screen are of all those that have negotiated over the last 6 months in the metal and engineering workers' wage negotiations. And NUMSA have said that this deal is something that NEASA will be compelled to accept. That is the law and the collective bargaining agreement as we stand it. Now, what you see on your screen is the press conference about to begin here at the Metal and Engineering Workers Bargaining Council. NUMSA and SIFTA, which represent the majority of trade unions and employers, or organized workers and employers, will be signing an agreement to end the 28-day strike in the metal and engineering sector.
Now, it's been a month-long strike, and comparing it with the other strike that we had earlier going on this year, is there anything that we could say that the strikers this time around have probably learned from the previous strike, hence this one was shorter? Or is it just all a matter of reaching an agreement at that time?
Well, wage negotiations went on for about 6 months before the strike began on the 1st of this month. And both the employers as well as NUMSA were determined that they could find a compromise, but NUMSA demanded they wanted a double-digit increase, and it was employers who refused to rise above an 8.5% wage offer. At Gladys, I've got to go because the press conference is about to begin, where the signing agreement will take place, and we expect NEASA will air their views in the session that is about to begin.
All right, Hajra, that's fine. We will be catching up with you much later. That is ANN7 senior political reporter Hajra Omarjee giving us the updates. And meanwhile, NUMSA and SAFSA are about to sign the wage agreement, and that is, of course, what she is about to walk into.